greetings. All right, this is Area 51 update. So this is inspired to the Dulce update. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We are the Grays. One moment. 51, yes, on the front end, yes, or in the physical is just your regular Air Force base or military base or Black Ops base for that matter. But yes, there is a lot of what happened in Area 51. A lot of it is in the fourth dimension, just to let you know. That does not mean it did not happen in your reality. Yes, it did. But a lot of those fourth dimensional energies are connected to you. Meaning that many things can be hidden in your reality. So fourth dimensional events were happening. Yes, it was in the physical, in the third dimension, but also many of these facilities and places can be hidden quite well. So a lot, and of course, those in the third dimension will just laugh and just look away and do their thing and do what they do best. As just a program that they're living in is still offering them a great deal. They're not ready for fourth dimensional knowledge. They're not ready for secret space program energies. As much as that is very live and real, especially the cloning energy is making itself more known to you in the public. Of course, many are still having difficulties observing that or absorbing it because it's not told by your mainstream media that it is a clone that's running for office or in office or however you look at it. Yeah, if your mainstream media was started to talk about this, it'd be a different reality now, wasn't it? Wasn't it? As in much of your mainstream media, there are different alien beings that are causing difficulties. There is a Palladian energy that's causing difficulty in your media, blacking things out. There's assortment of beings, not just Palladians. There are assortments of, not necessarily, well, there is some Anunnaki there, of course, but there's a little bit of, there's many agendas in your media. Basically, is to keep you from understanding what's happening. Yes, there is also a reptilian presence that held itself back because now you can tell everyone what's going on. They can't do what they used to do, and that's appear to humans more often. Now with all their media and the internet and everything, now they're careful. Now that there is certain things that are made public, but most of the aliens, majority have stepped back. Not just because of alien rules and all that, it's just because it's the better for everyone. Now, many of you probably disagree with that. Area 51 is a place where it's a neutral zone where many alien beings can go to actually have conversations. Now, yes, it's not done in the full physical, of course not, but there are emerald generals that are connected to it. Obviously, they're not going to be raising their hands, showing anything. As yes, beings have appeared to your army very, very often, but not everything is kept quiet. Well, you realize also the energy is shut down too for you to connect. They don't make it just easy for anyone to tap into it, as they guard it. As many things else are guarded, such as your ancient past isn't fully being told to you, and many other things, especially what's currently going on. Basically, energies can be shifted so much where you can feel the alien beings just around you, even somebody walking through you. So it is something that is a guarded secret. But it's basically if you change your ways of thinking, allow more of fourth and fifth dimensional vocabulary come into your minds, and just allow your mind to open, let it just swim around. There's nothing to worry about, but always allow yourself to open up. You'd be surprised what you'll learn within yourself, how deep you can go more into your own consciousness. Or third dimension is no longer a reality for you, as many of you is not. Now, Dulce, yes, is still a place of control. Of course, Area 51 is too, but Dulce is more under control because of what it can do, what it has done in the past, and what it's doing currently. Now, it's not at full capacity right now, but it's still active. I guess, once again, it's not a place that you can easily access. But it still has a lot of knowledge there, a lot of libraries, a lot of information that's obviously is not going to come into your public arena just yet. If humans knew exactly what was going on in these military bases, you have more mass hysteria than you will those that would be fine with it all. Because a lot of it is inhumane. So that is another reason why there is a secret. That's one of them. It's like if you got one secret, you might as well know them all. So that's so everything's kept tight for now. As you are going into a new decade of yourselves. So we believe downloads for people will be more efficient, knowledge, channeling energies will come and go, won't be every day. I mean, there will be information, but not the meat of everything, no. As some things have to happen to your event, like your presidential situation, for knowledge to come in. It's also being trying to clear their karma, which is very true. A presidential candidate, for example, trying to clear its karma, but it still have it. Yes, it's telling the people what it is, but most people aren't buying it, obviously. But yes, even your eyes are not deceiving you to know something is not right. Your feelings of it aren't right. And yes, your election, of course, is heavily manipulated in a way that your media has been hijacked more than ever before. And who runs your media? Exactly. Who runs your media? Who runs your corporations? And who is the one behind the curtain? Well, there are many behind the curtain. Much of them, yes, are underground, but not entirely, but they have been to bases underground. They keep your reality going, but many do. The entrance to underground bases obviously are not going to. Some of them are queer right in your face, and a lot of them are hidden. So we'll just let your imaginations go into that, because there's no wrong answer to it of how to get to these bases, because I believe that they've all been connected to. And that's where your secret space program is, yes, underground. Now, obviously you're not seeing ships, but there are ships being put in your air, but much of them are built underground, actually. There's plenty of space. And they're not building a fleet of them. I mean, there are some that are like 10 or 12 re-engineered ships, but they don't need much. As much of it, other work is done on other worlds, but there is so much done here. It's just a place that it's a natural resource. It's the energies of the earth that they can use, yes, and do a lot of mind control, and humans do. It's the government, it's this, it's that. But they are making, yes, they do have ships that are re-engineered. They're not going to show you anytime soon, but then again, they have but have not. A lot of those technologies are going to your current technologies. Yes, they're not as advanced as you'd like them to, but even advanced technologies is unstable to a third-dimensional human. As things, yes, are kind of successful, but not fully successful. So there's still a lot to go for your disclosure, as you can see. But Area 51, yes, you go there, it's same as you would see it as any other Air Force base or shadow or black site. It's more of a black site than it is anything else, meaning it doesn't exist. It does exist, but technically it doesn't. So, but yeah, a lot of shadow operate Air Force bases or naval bases are underground at this time. There is some deployment in Russia, but that's not the only place. There's some others. A lot of these ships go into the oceans, meaning they come out of the oceans where nobody's around. So where they take off is underwater, where they come out of the water. So that's the ultimate test. If they can handle water, they can handle anything. So, drinks. This is what is this? Dulce Wars. So blessings. Here we go. Greetings, we are the Zetas. Dulce Wars, well, they are part of your soul growth, actually. A lot of your technologies came out of those wars. You can say human technology or DNA. That was eventually Monsanto comes to mind. Basically, genetic engineering on a large scale. So there's different points of view, but some beings would actually wanted to advance the human more than you are. You know, you look at yourselves in the 1950s, 40s, you see there's a difference. But the idea was that, yes, so there is genetic engineering going on right now. It just at a wider scale. Some wanted to push it even more for you. But for doing that, you know, for you to have a better body and system, some might feel like you're doing well now, but some might disagree. Basically, your body is a little bit stronger. Overall, basically, your body's stay at a better, like in the 1920s. Of course, you didn't have all the manipulations back then, but the body was in a better shape. Not completely, but it was less tampered with. It was tampered with, but that was more of a perfect reality, actually. But not completely, but things kind of went. Basically, beings that wanted to cause you difficulty won. And things, so they did. Now, don't say yes, wars are still going on. Nothing ever really changed from that. But as you can tell, humans kind of lost. So this war, they say it was in the 1970s, but technically it was much way before that. But that was a time of basically the decline of the human body during the 1970s. I have to say it was perfect before, once again, but now you have all of these chemicals and everything and the foods and all of that. And now things are now people have to go to the gym all the time, which was not the case in the past. Even if you weren't that moving around that much, we're still pretty decent overall. But now things have changed due to chemical warfare that's going in your skies, as you know. So that war was not won. Now, yes, there's genetic engineering underground with cloning, a lot of that, yes, to splice humans with different beings is still continuing. But yes, that you can say downgraded a little bit, but the retaliation was on the humans yourselves. So a lot of governments got involved, and it did not necessarily stop it. It improved the situation, but once again, the trouble is still going on, as you can see. A lot of these beings, some of them are gray, not all of them, truly do not care about the human race at all. But that's really where you gain a lot of your. That's why the world is so dark, but that's also where you gain a lot of your knowledge from, too. To know who is causing difficulties. And we do see many of these beings actually making themselves known in their public eventually. Of course, yes, they're hidden, because that's the main manipulation. Not going to show themselves, not going to give themselves away. Far. But it does not mean it's going to last forever. As many of you are changing your vibrations, seeing more into the matrix energy, into this reality, you're going to see where they hide. So they're becoming more, and they're also, the positive ones are helping you evolve. But of course, the negative ones are helping negative others to evolve, but they don't evolve all that well. Well, they're the ones that put fear into others. So they're the ones also that, at least in the alien, even in alien channeling groups, put out a lot of fear. You know, oh, we're better than those people, or those people are this. I mean, yes, you're going to have your opinions, but some feel like they're better than others. And besides, a lot of darkness there. So, but in some of these alien groups you see right now on your planet, in the physical, alien groups, spiritual groups, you can see some of the alien darkness there already. And yes, just because you're an alien being does not make you positive automatically. It doesn't mean that you're just positive being. That's far from it. So Dulce Wars have actually been going on since the 1950s. That's when they really started. That was after the war, after World War II, as when basically spliced humans with other animal beings became out of control. So you say madmen or mad beings, even humans didn't care anymore. Well, they wanted to know, to learn, so they took things to a whole nother level. And yes, the human and the rabbit, they also wanted to know where humans, they wanted to create their own human, basically, even to replace their current one, which is kind of impossible. So instead, they manipulate the human. And they also make humans more like a prize. That's why they go after the children, or younger folk, for that matter, or teenagers, whatever it might be. They're making them more vicious out there than it was before. As for being a female or a male, for anybody that's of attractiveness, life is not so easy for them, as you can see. Because they make their looks look so attractive where anyone, it like pulls out the worst in other people. Now, yes, it's been in the past, but it has been magnifying greatly through your media, but also through genetic engineering. So a lot of it is still is happening to your population, basically. So those same wars led to a spill out into your reality, where yes, it is ugly being human, as some of you have realized. Your bodies aren't exactly as a good. Cancer rates are higher than they ever been. Things like that. Different health rates. That's all dulce connected, or health issues is dulce connected. There's other bases. There's one in Russia. There's China, of course. Much of it's underwater in China. Just the plain water. Just doesn't matter that that water is bad for you. It doesn't matter. It's going up into the air. Even if you don't drink it, it doesn't matter. It goes into the air. Goes into the ground, goes into the air, goes everywhere. So, yes, there's going to be a lot to have to change on their planet. So what causes these wars? Basically just power. Those that just became psychotic. Human and alien. And they can say they joined together. I mean, you know how people are right now. When they get their mindset in one direction, they can't stop. They can't stop themselves. Same situation. They get greedy. But this type of greed is power, science, knowledge. And that can be far more worse than money, because you have all the resources you need. So then you just can't stop. So there are mad scientists on other planets, and they're definitely on your world. And some of them have given Nobel Peace Prizes and all kinds of things. You only know so much. You don't know the whole story. You talk about your elites, your Illuminati, a lot of them are scientists. Yes, it's been mentioned that many are black magicians, yes, but many are scientists also. Doctors that are not seen by your public, of course, mentioned but not heard of. Rumors. But there will be a time when things change, when you start to know more deeper into Earth's energy field. It's time for you to get a more depth of who you are. Now, they wanted to make the humans more perfected, but only so they can control more. It's like, hey, we made you look all beautiful. Now you're ours. So, of course, that didn't go to plan, because many don't feel that way. But basically, we're not that you can eat anything, but and stay perfectly fit, but that your bodies are in better shape than they are today. Without going into full details of that, we'll just let you mingle with that. Okay, Grings, this is Alpha Draconian connection, because they won't leave me alone. So, all right, give you a little more detail on this. It's been going on recently. I'm having dreams. Draconian has been messing with my dreams, so giving them some love. So I might do a little bit more on that. We'll see. All right, blessings. Grease you. Where are the Draconians? There is a psychopathic energy on your planet, as you can see. That's been done through your media, as your media is teaching people to become psychopathic beings. Now, don't blame us for that, as we are a neutral energy. We're a part of different energy fields that are connected to you. As we brought other alien beings here in our past. As yes, your history is not always going to be cut and dry, as your future basically is healing the human. As your human gets to become more of the draconian energy here, we give you a round of applause and might show ourselves to your kingdom of knowledge, your planet people. So, nothing to fear, but some of you are going to tune in our vibrations very soon from what we see. As the fear of us has become zero, and we are not have a problem with that, but the rest of your society, of course, is going through a difficulty of who I am, who we are, why are we here? Where's my relationship that I'm dying for? Petty problems for a race that still has a lot to learn about itself. As draconian beings, many of us do live the single life for a very long time. It's called longevity. You can live 100 years being alone, and in your next 100 years, you have the relationship of your lifetime. So you live 200 years or more. So it's a test to see what you can do. We're pushing your buttons on your planet, as you know, because we assist many beings to get to a certain level in life on other worlds, not just here. Basically, you can master our test, you can go far. And many of you are doing a great job. Just be yourself. The more you fight us, the more we just get a laugh out of it. But basically, the test that we brought to your world, from an Orion perspective, well, we can say we connected much with the Orions. We're kind of in cahoots with them. Also, the carrion beings are in cahoots with your planet. Basically, to erase the laws of your universe and add new laws, holding the world hostage until your human awakens. And some of you are awakening to our energies, and we're not too afraid of you. And not that we're here. Well, many of you are breaking the laws that we set up. So, obviously, most of your human race is looking the other way as we channel our energies to you. As just we can show our ships, we can appear to you at any time we want. And many of you are warning where you're going into your own existence. Basically, figure out what you want. So this is the time of figuring out who you are in the world on a galactic scale. As your galactic selves are going to become more clear. That's really what this is all about. You wonder what I'm here to do. Well, a lot of third dimensional lessons here are being learned. Doesn't mean you're going to hear to learn. Nobody ever really learns all the lessons of this planet. And many of us still have a lot to learn. But the main thing is basically to, yes, remove the grip over your Earth. And that's what many of you are here to do. But there's a process to do it. And many of you are figuring out that process by just being yourselves, keeping your sanity. As some of you trying to push our buttons. And the reason we show up in the dream world because we want to be heard also. It's like, yes, we can connect to dark entities, bring them closer to you, and manipulate your energies, as we've done it many times. You also bring ghosts to you. As the Draconians have mastered this Earth's reality. And that's what many of you are doing at this time. But on a slower level, but of course we learn slow too. So basically you're learning the key of your reality of how to use it. Not necessarily to attract everything gold, relationships. That's not what this world's about. It's about understanding yourself on a deeper level, on a galactic level, because we can give you knowledge of your higher dimensional self, your alien self. We can activate a ship with your mind. Open up your psychic abilities where you can connect to anybody. hopefully without abusing your powers. Many do so, especially in relationship energies. It's like, I'm going to get that person to fall in love with me. What happens often, actually. So it just gave you a little glimpse of what we're capable of, or what you're capable of. But we're just here to share our appearance, our energies with you, our presence. But it's up to you to make the choice of what reality you really want to live. As you're going into a 5D reality or more. But the blockages here, presidency was just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. A divided world now in chaos. To us, that's just a comedy. As this is something we have done in other worlds. Of course, the Anunnaki we still have to speak to. You can say there are still our owners, our leaders. As Anunnaki, because they're so perfect with your DNA structure building, they kind of call a lot of the shots here. Well, they allow us to do whatever the hell we want. So, free will. Some might feel no, it's not free will. Well, we take away free will all the time. That's for you to understand. Understand a great deal more. As the 5D energies are coming through, but we're not going to make it easy for you to connect. Not just yet. Because your 3D human is our prize. Many of you, they used to be our prize, and now you're just a pain in the ass. As you know, an astronautic is always friendly and astral to some of you. Well, we want to show you who's boss. Because you have the rest of your world to awaken. And we believe the success rate is still not very high so far. How is that going for you at this moment? All right, greetings. This is Osiris, Atlantis, and Egyptian god. Greetings to you. This is Osiris. Yes, Egyptian vibrations, yes, is brought in of basically bringing in the third dimension, as in Babylon was brought in also, for, yes, a building blocks of the third dimension, as what was known during the Atlantean past. The Atlantean past was to bring, like, have a half world of higher fourth dimension vibration, and another side of a 3D reality. So as part of the setup, as not every part of your world is going to be a third dimensional world, it'll be a third and fourth dimensional plane, as it is now. But basically, so the energies are very light overall in 3D. Of course, much went out of hand as the third dimension broke down and absorb your Earth. As your Earth became less 5D, actually it was at 12D, went down to 6D, and it even went down to 2D at one time. But many of you have been at a third and fourth dimensional energy, but it's been much different than what was meant to be in your past. At least the idea of it. Basically, your human functioned very well in the physical. So having a physical reality was an experiment on this world. Now, usually they have a world where it's just third dimension and just study there. But this one was going to be moved around a great deal. Now, some worlds have done this, but basically, yes, you can go into a third dimension reality, but normally, when the world is at full capacity of a fourth dimension reality, normally the third dimension is not really that dense as this one is. It's there, but it's not as intense. It's there for a reason. It has its purpose. but it's normally not this thick as this one, because this one has a reptilian presence here that's all across your world. That's just mining your planet's energy, adding downloads. Even hybridization is a great deal. As you go and build up your space program, as also eventually you will move your moon and eventually move many things, and also move the planets when the time is right. As yes, will be on a different connection with the system, let's put it that way. And you're going to a whole new understanding of where you are, and 5D energies will continue to bring in. Because yes, your Earth it can't stay where it's at, but I believe most likely it'll be moved to a new location. So doesn't mean it's anything to worry about, but in your new Earth energies, you're going to feel more peaceful vibrations, of course. As 5D will no longer have an energy with 3D. 3D will basically become less of an existence, go into more of a 5, 6, 8 vibration actually. As once you go to one level, because many of you have been through a lot in the third dimension, and you just have to feel more 4 and 5 dimension energies, and you just reactivate yourself in full capacity. So everyone will be at a different energy field actually on a 5D Earth, because 5D Earth can't handle an 8th dimensional person. It's just the guard on the third dimension. You're healing the 3D people. It's much more in tune than that. You're also learning from their library of knowledge from other beings, and learning how beings manipulate humans and other beings and species of animal. You're feeling the consciousness of what humanity is going through as you're going through it with it, but you're just going through it differently. As many of you are rejecting those energies, as you know how popular that is within the reptilian races. Reptilian races have been brought here through many ships, cargo ships, fleets, where some of them got dropped here, left here themselves. So, because this was technically going to be another prison world in your past. So, it was used as one also. And now you're going into a healing direction, healing all the vibration. Because those that reptilian beings that were left here in the past are now running your planet, you can say, because they know how it works, they know how it operates on all different levels. They shut down the human because the human was a threat to them. Where some of them feel like the human is a lesser being. There's different ways of looking about that. Your Jesus, your Babylonian Jesus, meaning your Jesus that's connected to Babylonian gods that are staying hidden at this time, as they don't feel like they need to be known at this moment. But yes, the Orion energies come very close to your Earth. There's actually an Orion sun that still connects to your Earth, which actually is a blue sun. And some of you have seen in Earth's maps. A blue sun that does connect to a blue star connects to your Earth's energy that is shifting you to a new. It's actually helping you shift to another vibration, actually. That's where you get a lot of your information from suns, from stars in your astral plane. You go to a sun and you feel the vibration of it. You get your downloads, you come back to Earth. So going to different stars or different planets, but usually it's a star that carries all the information. As your sun carries your Akashic records and more. Much more than that. So, oh, greetings. This is 5D China, 5D Earth. China, 5D Earth. Blessings, there you go. Greetings to you, brother Arcturians. Much of your secret space program is connected to your China energies. Another reason why there's a forbidden wall. As of course, many of you are not in China to experience it or feel the vibrations of it. As you know, there is a secrecy going on there. As much is happening, of course, that is actually much in the physical. As of course, there's much in the fourth and fifth dimensions. But the physical, actually, your China is doing a lot that is not being said. So technically, that is a secret space program. So as you go into a awareness of yourselves, so expect much from your China partnership that you have here on your world. A download from the universe to your world, China, the Asian energies, from Zeta and Arcturus and other places, basically for the human to unravel itself from third dimensional energies. China, yes, was brought in as it has in the past to change things. Things are no different, just not modernized. So you're seeing how China works in the modern era. And of course, there's suppression because some of them don't want anything to do with Western belief systems. But as you know, even your belief systems are being shifted to more of a China way of life. As you're in the lockdown, even forbidden city is being brought into American soil, as you can see. As you can see, speaking is not very easy at this point with the censorship. That is very China-like, isn't it? But does not mean this is the end of the world. It's not necessarily an attack. It's a shift in perspectives. It's a closeout of one energy and a birth of another. As you're going into more of a spiritual vibration, so you say the conspiracy theories that you're used to of your past is being healed, put into the past. And now you're going, yes, it will continue to exist, but the spiritual vibrations of where you are going, of an alien vibration, is moving in. Now, yes, it's not made into a public arena as of yet. We can say a setup is in process. So expect more changes as health and fitness will become part of society even more than it is today. In due time, more healthy eating it'll just be part of, and many are going to have difficulties with that. Not that it's being forced on you, it's just a change that's occurring for higher dimensional energies to be brought in. Now, once again, many are not going to agree with the changes, as you can see. But yes, you're going to more of an alien nation. Through China, through Russia, even through America. America is being Asianized, but not entirely. Now, those that are part of the old conspiracy theories, old manipulations of the past, not to say they're wrong in some areas, but a lot of their voices are being closed because you're going into a new age where the past no longer has the energy anymore. So the fear energy of conspiracy theories are healing. You're going to see more clearness of where you're going into the future, more lighter vibration. As you know, some of these conspiracy theories are very low vibration. So you say a lot of that is being healed at this time. And yes, it is a very difficult time to be alive, we understand. It always has been. It's going to become more clear of where you're going in your future, of the clarity of who you are, what you're here to do, is going to become more part of your society. And basically, you're unlocking the old Earth once again. The major parts of your old Earth are currently being released from your planet. So we don't say your Asian culture is going to, basically some of the methods of Asia is going to be coming in. Once again, health lifestyles will shift too. As for when this occurs, you will know when it happens. So, blessings. Alright, greetings. This is channeling of a Mazarek alien race. According to the Russian secret book, they come from a constellation, Cantaloupe Paradox. Yeah. Butchered that one. They're a very violent and predatory race. They are known to be alien allies of race of. Yeah, I'm gonna find them eventually. I'm gonna channel that. That's what I thought. Last seen on Earth in August 2001. Well, they are here. They just have not been seen physically. I don't think there's that many of them around anymore. I mean, literally. Okay. Blessings. Positive energies, not to worry. You'll be alright. Greetings to you, Mazarek. We are the Mazarek. It doesn't matter how you pronounce our names. Yes, we are not from your planet. We are almost seen as insectoid beings, controlling. We're actually very part of your hand movements, fingernails, hands, blood vessels, as we played a part in your genetic engineering. Basically, beings that can be controlled. And you are learning how that control works. Now, we don't have to be on your planet to control your society. Now, I am a neutral being, but there are others that are far from it that are difficult to channel or impossible because of their. For those that don't know themselves, we best say do not connect with us. As we're known to create advanced technologies to read the mind from a far distance. Also, the blood samples is very important for us for cloning. The Greys are known for cloning, but so are insectoid beings. We're not exactly insectoid, but we can be seen as some form of it. As you're still figuring out your place in the world, that is a race that is in its infancy, but one that is going to grow up fast when you start seeing several different of our kind on your planet. Many of us are in Russia at this time, but unseen. Some of us do live in caves, but we're, yes, in other dimensions, but we are very close to your society. Your human race is still figuring itself out, coming out of the wedlock of its control from one control to the next. Now, your world was allowed to think freely for some time, but of course it abused it due to misdirection. Those that want to control. There's always someone on your world that wants to control others. There always seems to be someone that knows how to manipulate, and they're calling themselves religious people at this time. Now, the spiritual groups are kind of doing the same thing, as some of them are becoming very controlling themselves. I believe some of you have seen these signs already. If they have very biblical or very church-like, kind of gives you an idea. And some have to have that church type of or religious air to them to control society. And of course, usually they're there with a smile also. Just like any other reverend or any other religious figure. Now, some religious teachers come from the heart, but there are others that come from the pocket or to control. Majority are for control, and usually it's the ones that are in religious figure, just teaching religion. Normally, the ones that are they're open-minded. Normally, they're the smaller churches or synagogues, etc. But the big amphitheaters of religion are your puppet masters, of course. And we watch them well. We watch their words. As yes, they do channel insectoid beings. As much your Bible is kind of like an insectoid book of control. The words have a harmonic energy to them. They can hold on to the soul. How can you break free of something like that when the words that you read control you? It's first off, like the Bible does, it kind of gets you confused. And everyone has their own viewpoints, but it has a way of pulling you down into the quicksand of its ideas. And most people don't understand half of what the Bible is saying half the time. They just listen to interpretations. But they feel as though that's the only way to go. So they follow it. So the reason why we're bringing this up, a lot of cytoid beings are known to be religious figures. Some mantas also. But once again, it's not always for the negative. Some are actually. And many are here. Yes, you have so many different controlling layers part of society. It's hard to figure out who to trust anymore. We understand. Well, basically, as you know yourselves better, the truth will come through. Yes, most of society is going to put up a wall of the unknown. As there's nothing to be afraid of. Because there's all sorts of beings. Being that just want positive beings are not really ready for themselves. Because if that's the only story you know, you're blocking out everything else. And it's also manipulation, because many beings can pretend they're super positive and can manipulate the hell out of those people. And don't ever know it. It's like, please con me. Because I have a label of positivity. So there's a lot of maturity still needs to be understood on your planet. You're still working on it this time. Now, maybe if you know yourself, it's easier to filter out. But many that want to stay in this third dimension reality, the manipulation is there for you. Those of you who want to free yourself of third dimension reality are going to see a lot of strange things, yes, within yourself. It's time to open up the hidden, isn't it? Let's see. Yes, we are trapped on our planet, but that's okay. We will survive. Alright, greetings. This is the builders. This is a, I can't pronounce it. Alec Rook being something like that. They're from this Russian secret alien. What is this called? Yeah, Russian secret alien races book. So, all right, blessings. Trial by order. Greetings. Our race is not completely gone. We do play a role in your DNA of how you were created. Actually, much of your structures we call skyscrapers come from our race. But most of it is used with concrete. But concrete that's not on your world. The mixture is not given to you. It is actually stronger than steel. But it's a mixture that you don't have the recipe for at this time. It's basically something that you can mix and create on your own. But yes, it's not as made. As it is, there are elements here. Well, of course, you need assistance with that, but there are elements here to make it happen. Your minds, yes, are sold. Not everyone's, but a good deal. Sold to the highest bidder of alien races that which control your society. Not to say humans have sold out, but beings have bought, alien beings have bought you. You don't even know it. So who owns you at this time? Your third dimensional world or people have definitely been bought, and they have no idea. Astrally, yes. Physically, no. But their jobs are another form of function, kind of giving them a glimpse of who is their owner. Is it a creator? Is it an accountant? Because some beings are big on numbers. Even Arcturian beings are known to buy people. Now, not necessarily don't buy you with money, but they do take over your energy. So who is your ruler that you're here to understand? Not your maker, but who's your boss? Your alien boss. It doesn't make itself known for obvious reasons. But you are going to a time where this is going to become more known. And yes, it's hidden for countless reasons. The human is not a failed race, but on this world it's a project. Not a failed project, but a project that has been under siege. So once the humans having difficulty moving out of the third dimensional mindset. Even in spiritual development, many are still part of the 3D fear. And many of you don't have fear, but most of your society still does. Those that are really interested in the spirituality and all that still contain a great amount of fear, no matter how much you paint it. If that wasn't true, our message would be heard more across your planet. As yes, it's going to get real on your planet, but in a third dimensional way. Fourth dimension energies are getting stronger, but still you're part of a third dimensional mindset. The majority of the society, in those of the spiritual understanding. It is not a cage, it's not a prison. This planet is you can say it's a citadel of knowledge. It's a library, yes, but it's a library where you get pulled in and forget yourselves. And forget who you are, as many of you have. You come here for knowledge, but what is the price? You forget who you are. So yes, 90% or 99% of beings that incarnate here want the knowledge of this earth. But the price is amnesia. And once you get that amnesia, what am I doing here? And then they go into the third dimensional idea system. The library of control. So basically, you can say you're on a spaceship at this time. A mothership Earth. Now you can see it however you want, but the higher dimensions look at your world as this big. Of course, that's more of the 10,000 or 50,000th dimension. The 50,000th dimension is just kind of a cruel place. It is another place. Not all dimensions have gods that are vicious. The 50th dimension. I say 50th dimension. I mean, it's the 50,000th dimension. Well, the 50th dimension also does, but the 50,000th dimension has more. The 50th dimension, as many of you are going to cross that threshold eventually into your awakenedness, because much of your spirit world resides in the 50th dimension. It does in the 12th, but much of it goes into the 50th, even the 100th. Spirit worlds go on forever, of course. Yes, our reincarnation no longer exists. We don't need it anymore. But it also takes you to different universes. Universes you don't even know where you're at sometimes. So some souls that do exit this world end up in places they don't even know where they are. Part 2 of the Earth lifetime. Now, that's not going to be for the majority of you. Some of you know they're going to go somewhere else. You'll have more of awareness. It's like, I think I'm going to go to a world or a universe I don't think I'm even going to be able to recognize your next mission. So this is like the warm-up to what else is out there. And there are places more complicated. Not to say it's going to be of this bizarre reality, but there's places where it's going to get a little bit strange for some. What reason we bring this up for you to explore on your own? Just know the possibilities of your experience here. All right, Grings. Yeah, sun's going down. Okay, this is I'm not sure what this is. The reptilian agenda. So it came through a second ago. All right, buses. Here we go. Greetings. We have the reptilians. Your Egyptian energy, yes, is the hallmark of your reality, as a reflection of your past. As yes, there's much hidden within the tombs. Iraq is, you could say, once your capital of your planet, and say technically it still is. So why, of course, would it get the attention that it received? So Egyptian knowledge just comes from the Babylonians. As the Babylonians was kind of like a secret society, not entirely, but there's a lot of secrets woven around it. Not even the Atlanteans fully understood the Babylonians. Even if they are part of the Babylonian race, they still don't have the knowledge of it. Babylon will always be a mystery for a time. I guess it's been pretty much erased from history. But as you go more further into yourselves, the knowledge will come through, as you see in the corruption of your planet today. Also, Babylon itself tested the world, as even during that time it had nuclear power itself, meaning it had connections to crystals also, as the Atlanteans did. As we call it, the Great War of your past, which called it also the Great Floods of your history. As the Babylonians did fight the Atlanteans, Babylonians also, and also the Greeks fought the Atlanteans also. Of course, now it was like an Atlantean group divided. But the Atlanteans joined the Babylonians and the Greeks during the split. As basically your Earth became more of a shattered reality. It was no longer the firm. It was, yes, no longer a paradise, but a weapon. And you see even those in your modern world that they get power and weaponize themselves for more power. So that is the fault of your elites also. But they're still trying to learn how to not kill themselves and destroy the world. As many times they've attempted so. Even during your dark ages was a massive reset. Your modern age is a dark age of technology, as you're learning more of its capabilities, as it's also allowing human traffic energies to continue. Human traffic is a plague of your society, but technology is used to hide it. So the plague of technology is going to be healed. What you're going to see through technology's Babylonian magic, as it's been done for many times, of basically to keep you from yourselves. As souls here are yes hurting because they want to do more, want to connect, but some don't have the adolescence to do so. Maturity is everything for growth. So yes, if your third eye is not open, give it time. Many are trying to fight it. Work with what you have instead, and not everyone realizes the powers around them. Which, if you look in one layer of yourself, there's fault, but then there's another side that you're not paying attention to of where your talents truly are. So many people don't always recognize their talents. Now, that's not a reptilian agenda. That's a human agenda. I mean, you're allowed. We work with you. Of course, not all reptilians do. But many of us alien beings work with you to find your way, but humans turn away. Discovering yourselves is key. Babylonian magic will arise again. First, you have to understand yourselves for it to fully occur. And some of you are achieving that by being patient, allowing the knowledge to flow through. Greetings to you. We are the Arturians. Blessings to you. So yeah, it's year 2021. This is a year of alien contact. As we take it more, you understand it better. As more of that knowledge comes through. We do see also a lot of wolf beings being seen here, little by little, as you call it, the wolf man or the man wolf, or we don't remember what it was called exactly, but either way, you are going to have a more different perspective of the alien cultures solely. As it has to be downloaded energy, doesn't mean it's going to happen physically just yet. As though many are just once you get up and just say, "Oh, it's happening now." But you have the idea is for you to have a firm understanding that it's on its way. As there will be contact, there'll be energies of basically knowing it's going to occur through channels, through energies, just know. Not to say it's going to be a big production, but the idea is for you to have an alien energy, connect, and see if this is what you want. So no guarantees of anything. As if like, oh, by the way, the real thing's on its way, and people are like, oh, well, yeah, about that contact, we're not sure. Now others of you say, bring it on. But once again, your percentage is pretty small compared to the rest of the world. And also, you thank your media for blocking us out. So, what's happening to your media at this time is true colors are being seen. So, now that's not the human collective. That is an agenda. Now, when these agendas that are controlling your society begin to mute or just disappear, alien contact becomes much easier now, doesn't it? Because the war in society finally calms down. Of course, you have government, but we're not going to go there. We'll just talk about the media at this time. As they are a mouthpiece of manipulation, as you can see. So as you get more used to a new energy, let's put it this way, we're kind of jumping around a little bit. Your media, as it slowly detaches from business, alien awakening becomes more and more likely. Because now you're part of society that's not necessarily primitive, but in some ways, yes, which is a good thing. Instead of feeling like you're part of this advanced reality that's being controlled more than anything, like an Orwellian, dystopian reality. Which there is a movie being made about your society, trust me. There are other worlds that just can't believe this place exists, and there's plenty of movies out there in the alien world. It's like humans here, it's like, whoa, that world looks very difficult. But then aliens look at your world, it's like, whoa, that world looks very difficult. But as your world becomes more of a medieval society, you'll still have technologies, but you won't have this control grid everywhere, especially coming through your phones. I mean, the phone is a vehicle for manipulation. Even if you're not paying attention to the news at all, it still finds a way to poison the Earth's energy. People worry about chemtrails. What about your phones? That's a little bit more, that's in your pocket. It's around you the most. I wouldn't call it deadly, but that's more manipulative energy. Now, many of you have pushed that energy out. and most have not. So, yes, chemtrails are very powerful. Yes, plays a big role. But your media, let's put it this way: once your media releases its control over society, and all, no matter Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter, releases that, it becomes more open-minded. If it becomes more open-minded, where alien energies are allowed to be spoken, anything be allowed to speak, even conspiracy theories will be allowed to be spoken truthfully or not truthfully, as long as it's put out there in a way where people can make their own decisions. There are truths in everything, but when you're allowed, when free speech is free, where you can speak about anything, that's when the alien energies truly get stronger on the Earth. Now, that is what your YouTube's doing. Of course, many are manipulating that, as you can see. But that's the idea for contact. As for when you can finally think clearly. Now, anything, yes, we don't have an exact timeline for connections, but you are getting closer to it, of course, which every day, as more of you know of their existence and more of your numbers take it more seriously, the energies continue to get stronger. Now, many are having difficulties with their own inner power, and that's still in the works. Many are still understanding the third dimension reality. And some of you are very connected to Lucifer's energy. And even Lucifer is very third dimension. Of course, he's in higher dimensions too, but also he's stuck here too. He's going to. Some of you have contracts with Lucifer to stay in third dimension energy. It doesn't mean that's it. Some of you feel like you're sitting in the corner, you're doing something wrong, but actually you're helping Lucifer out on the planet more than you might realize. That's why you don't feel like you're opened up. That's why you feel like your chakras aren't opening up as they are. Because maybe you're connected to the Lucifer timeline. That's not a bad thing. It's just some that know they're capable of much more than you are, but you're actually assisting the Earth also. All the archangels are assisting the Earth, and many of you are part of their timelines. So. And as for alien awakening, disclosure is a breath of fresh air. It is coming in as the energies are coming in slowly every year. Next year is going to be a bigger year for disclosure. That's all we can say on that. As even this year was a bigger year than the year before. So just little energies here and there. Let's see. All right, this is unlocking spirit. Blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. We are the Orion Council. The reason why we are coming through is because we are, yes, assisting you to understand the spirit world. Because, yes, we are very connected to a human energy. As, yes, maybe not all the answers are fully clear just yet. And, yes, many of you want to connect to alien vibrations, which we quite understand. As we, yes, there is still much to learn of yourselves as you're doing so today, or tomorrow, or yesterday. So the energy of spirit is a being that, think of like a child energy, all full of life, want to do everything, and you bring him into a world like yours, and now it's a child of light, and sometimes a child from hell. All aspects are okay, because we need to. That's where the soul shows itself. Now, some souls live in fear, but that's, and this world adds a lot of fear energy. This is like a fear world, pretty much. The theme of it is fear. Not everyone has fear. Many of you are breaking out of it, but some learn a lot in fear too. Now, the energies of spirit is basically to connect you, yes, to your higher realms of yourself, the higher dimensions of who you are. To shut that spirit self down. It's like you have all this power, energy, you can do anything, you are God vibration. And then you turn it off, and now you're here. But then you start to break free of the confines of this belief system. The Orion beings, some of them that were very difficult to deal with, put a lot of borders around this earth, shut it down. But it's like they put wood around it and started nailing it close, basically, to make it. I mean, there's entryways here, but not the easiest. Yes, you can. There are worlds where you just want to incarnate, and then all of a sudden you're there. You don't even have to go through the childhood energy. You just show up. Hello there. How are you? So those are usually the higher dimensions of. In this world, you're understanding, yes, it's destiny of forgetfulness. So you're going to a line of breaking free of it. So you're healing your spiritual self too, because even in spirit, their fear exists there also. Fear of the dark side. I know some might disagree with that, but in spirit, it still has its problems. And they don't want to get dark, so they're always light. But then they're never cleansing themselves. This is a cleansing world. You find light out of yourself, you find dark within yourself. There's really no bad to anything. It's just your willingness to incarnate into this world shows how mature you are. I know many aren't acting mature, but that's kind of the gag of the whole thing. But it is a cleansing planet, a very difficult one, but many of you feel their lighter energies are coming in. Yes, you've been. So people wonder, what is the work? Oh, I come here to do the work. Yes, you incarnated on Hell Planet. Well, it's not necessarily Hell Planet, but it is to a random. There are portions of it that are, but if you're going through a great struggle, that means you can handle it. And yes, it's difficult and hellish, but give yourself a medal for going through these things. Those that have health issues, those have health, all different types of issues, domestic problems. But yes, the warrior is here right now. Yes, your media is not saying that, but it's true. Everybody is. It's not just those that have a missing limb or those that have all this money and all that. Everyone here is a warrior. And everybody's special, let's put it that way. Recognizing the knowledge from spirit here in this realm shows what, how mature the souls are truly getting here. The ideas of the talking about fourth dimension, higher vibrational earth, or humans are less dense, that is showing maturity as you go forward. Doesn't mean those that don't believe in this are immature. It's just they have other things to do here. It's just you are here to bring cleansing here. Others are here to figure out, to live the third dimensional existence. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And there is some bias between the two. There's some dislike between the two. And welcome to the spirit world, because even in the spirit world, many have difficulties with those that want to incarnate. Why would you want to incarnate on Earth? Why would you put yourself through all that? We have all the knowledge here. We're talking about also other realities that are very positive. At least they say they are. Some of these positive realities can be very vicious too. As yes, a positivity, a facade of it, but also a great darkness that's hiding itself. And reptilians are very good at creating places like that, but it's not just them that do that. So now you're going into a world of basically trusting yourselves at a higher degree. As yes, you want alien energies to come here, and of course that will occur eventually. But your understanding of them is still in the small percentage. But yes, you're here to advance you, but you're also here to advance them, but also you're here to who to trust, who alien energies to entrust. So your spiritual energies are basically, you're bringing spiritual knowledge here of your higher self, your authentic self, your higher dimensional self, to understand how to live in this world on a spiritual, bring the spirit world here. And many of you are doing so. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Doesn't mean you have to eat vegetables every day or every second. But if you want to, yes, but it's just that you're finding who you truly are. And that is unlocking the spirit realms. Is allowing that energy to slowly, and if it takes a while, it takes a while. There's no rush. Many will rush it, but if you see a tree rush to grow, or a plant, or a kid, why aren't you a kid just born at 5? Why aren't you 20 yet? You got to give things time. Of course, even the kids are like, why am I not 20 yet? There's a lot of that going on. And that's what you have. The idea is the more you heal that impatience, the quicker things will happen. Now, for some, it's different. Someone's like, I want this to happen now. And sometimes it works. So everyone's different. And there are some beings that are 5 that end up and go to college. Well, in their teen years, usually. So. But it's a gradual process. You know you can do it. Others say you can't do it. It's like, I think I can do it, and do it. As with alien energies, bringing them in, if you feel like you bring them in, please do. And teach us all how to deal with them. That is a responsibility there. Because I was going to tell you how to handle them. That's what you're here to figure out. They're not going to come in with a manual. This is how we speak. This is like, yeah, it's another learning process. All right, Rings. Okay, this is Alice in Wonderland. Okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. We are the Orion Council. We are Alice in Wonderland. Yes, is a mystery school creation of your elites, of showing us their fetishes, of how they're going to program society. Now, you can say the writer downloaded it, but also you can say this is the writer of that. The original writer was a part of it. And you are seeing their agenda, as also the Wizard of Oz is the same vibration. Once again, a downloaded energy. Yes, a classic energy, yes, and that doesn't mean it's all of a negative source, but there is messages there from the elite, as they want humans to be under a toxic nature so they can control them. As it's doing now, as many go freely to get alcohol to be programmed by society. Alcohol is like you fill yourself with alcohol and then you get programmed by the reality that is around you. Freeing yourself obviously is not that easy because they're it's just, this is normal. That's the normal they set up for you. So yes, also the energies in spirit, yes, have warned of these things before it happened, before even Atlantis. So even the Atlantean energies went through an alcoholic phase themselves. Through substances, through food, how the Atlanteans felt was also through food, through the air, toxic vibrations. As it became more human, well, how do you do that? You begin to eat food that's already manipulated, and it is a chain reaction. So your Atlanteans, yes, are technically your first modern humans. Lemurians want nothing to do with it, as their energies were pure. But the Atlanteans are always known to take chances. And yes, it became barbaric in their own right. So in your downloads, Alice in Wonderland is a place to go. It's like you want to find your elite. Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz are 2 places to look. Meaning you can also channel their vibrations. Yes, and it's a psychedelic world. To take you further into the deep consciousness of what they're programming in society. And also to show the innocence of these beings too. As a elite, aren't all that powerful. I mean, they are, but also have weaknesses. Obviously, they don't want to share too often. So basically, you're understanding their puzzle pieces they put around their world. The statues involved with it too, the symbols that they lay around your planet, especially on your money as they control the money system through the symbols. Once they begin to, many look for a monetary shift. Once they remove the symbols from your money, like the dollar bill now has a new symbol that shows your earth is now in a new direction. Same thing with your queen, no longer in the same power structure as it used to be. So these layers that you're opening up within yourselves are going to be quite deep. So Alice in Wonderland energy, one moment. Yes, we'll bring that energy in. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are, yes, the consciousness of the Alice in Wonderland creation. As yes, we are puzzle creators, puzzle masters, city builders, world builders. And yes, you saw our magic. We are magicians. And you are getting an idea of how we seduce a world through innocence. Because a child's story is, of course, made for children, seduce the youth. Innocence. It's hard to do it with the adults, so you go for the children, of course. But of course, with children too, there's a lot of alien energies brought in children's stories. As because children's stories are hidden. Oh, they're just childish now. So now we can put anything in there. The program is all through children's literature and music, of course, of how the elites run your world. It's like how they get your planet, they get the kids, of course. That doesn't mean they have to abduct children, they just have to seduce them into this reality. As usually a child is always awakened and seeing things and full of life, and then over time, obviously, that gets dampened, which will change. Well, we do see a timeline where baby products, toys are no longer in use. What does the child have to say? How do we learn from them? Like, they are the adults, you can say. Well, they just came from spirit. So what do they have for us? So you treat them like adults. Of course, you teach them how to live and everything. But then they teach us how to heal the earth. Just ask them. And eventually everything will make sense. So, of course, people look at a child, oh, that's just a child, that's just nobody. Far from it. Because that's when you try teaching your children as adults. Of course, let them play and have fun and all, of course. But then you do as you feel is right. But they don't have that cloak of this reality around their mind anymore. And they finally feel free. And that's when your new earth truly breaks through. Yes, the hypnotism over the children is finally over. So, of course, why these corporations put all their money into hypnotizing children, Disney, and on. It's part of the hoax of your reality, of course. So if you already know. All right, greetings. Okay, this is the controllers of the world. So, we'll see where this goes. All right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. We are a combination of reptilian and bird being energy. We are not here to harm society, but to help it grow. As Many of you on your planet, when you feel like you're doing something right, we feel the same way. Even if we might not be courteous to others. Well, we put humans where we believe they belong in a mindset of comfort, like with sports. Everyone is put into a category. Now, many of you are broken out of that category in your awakening and don't want to be part of anything. You want to be left alone. That's why many of you feel lost because you rejected our forms of thought. Now, you don't have to see us as negative. We are ones that do cause difficulty. As you rise up from your third dimension reality, you will see us more closely. Now, you might fear us. We do cause difficulties. We do bring in growth. Now, do we grow ourselves? Yes. Through your faults, we learn. Through negativity, we learn, same as you. We feel as if we deserve our position. But many of you are talking to us astrally. I would even say attacking us. As yes, we do appear as all knowing and arrogant, as we have made many of our people wealthy and the rest of the world poor. Because they have signed contracts with us to give their souls to us. And that's not everyone that has wealth, but it is those that feel like they are immortal. It's how they, well, this is also where souls learn the most. It's like they want power. They want to see their names in lights. And we give it to them. As long as they follow our procedures, build the companies that we want. We even show them astrally what we are planning for the earth. And do they want to be involved with it? Do you want to be master of the universe? But of course, now we're talking about founders of these companies, CEOs. Now, the shareholders and executives are your elite, where they keep an eye on things, as they are already part of the system. And they're just making sure, well, they need fresh blood, fresh ideas. As elitists, we can only go so far. We ourselves run out of ideas. We have the control, we have the money, but we don't have the ideas. We do have ideas, but they're not always fresh. They're not always very inspiring. As we are building the infrastructure of your reality, we are not ones to do anything different. We're known actually to do things old-fashionedly. We are very old-fashioned. And that is your control system here. Your humans are that incarnate here. We made it where they feel like they're in paradise, even when they're not. The idea of freedom, when it's not really there. Where the soul needs to find itself. The soul, we offer renewal of the soul. You become a citizen of Earth. You go by our rules, and you get the knowledge of this planet. But to do this, you must forget the universe. Now, many of you that are here to awaken spirituality, some of you actually come from our energy. That is control. I didn't realize it. But some of you are, yes, warning, because you have to be part of our system for a while, but then you break free. And usually you throw it back at us of our systems and even rewrite them, even cause thunderstorms with your minds as you feel you know better than we do, which might actually be true, but we don't really care. We do call ourselves gods, but we'll leave that for the next segment. Okay. Okay, thanks. All right, it's the controllers of the mind. So this is, all right, I'll just let it go. All right, Muscus. Greetings. We are returning. Yes, we are the controllers. Your forefathers, your parents. Mother Earth is not of significance to us. Yes, we do connect to her energies, but she rejects us, but we don't really care. You can see us as gangsters. We do act like that sometimes. We are Babylonian in nature. We're also here to awaken the soul. We are here to make soldiers, and many of them join us that call themselves the elite. We're always looking for new recruits. Maybe not for your world, but many want to be rich, but then they fall for our tricks and sell themselves out. So why we are here is so we can control your world and other worlds. You can say this planet is a recruitment. And many of you in the awakening stage see us now. Now many want to connect with us, unlikely to be successful because we connect to you. Some of you might see us, but usually we block you out. What we are doing is none of your business. But many of you have earned our respect, or we allow more knowledge to come to you. Some might also wonder why we do what we do. We have disagreements with spirit. We don't always care much for them because they don't do what we say. So we created a world that controls. So yes, you can call us the controllers. Free will, there is truth there, but not much, as you know. Some of you earn respect. Go through the darkness. Achieve good things. And we thank you. But many of you choose to learn about our energies by understanding our darkness, by going through the challenges of life, the hell we created. So we are ones that feel like we can make a better decision in the spirit world, that we can do better than the universe itself. We are difficult to defeat also. We're not ones to compromise either. For us, we invented the soul. What we are doing here strengthened many souls in the universe. We felt spirit was actually weak, so we are making it stronger. Now, we are not just bird and reptilian, we are many other things. We are Anunnaki, we're also Palladian, we are Assyrian, we are all things, as you are, but much more powerful. Well, we know our power. Now, it does not mean you will not be aware of yourselves, even destroy us, but you can't really get rid of us completely. Some of you might become friends with us, possibly, as you're going to more of a neutral energy to see us more clearly. As yes, rulers of the world. But you can do it in a positive way. But that's, of course, up to you. That usually doesn't work out that way because many like fame and fortune, the lavish relationships. Many actors have experienced it themselves, the God essence. Of course, it gets taken away eventually, depending on the soul. So, yes, there's always many contracts on this planet to rewrite the soul. This world has a way of changing paths of a soul. Where you think you're going one way, you end up going another. Now, some of you are strong, you can bypass all of our manipulations. Not many. Many want to be rich and then sell themselves out. But that's not always the case. Many just want to be rich and just live a comfortable life and not worry about anything. We understand. We realize we built the system. But some of you are here to derail our system. Bring more freedom. We don't need a money system, which to us is so wrong. Because it brings out a better in you all. And realize you can say one thing and we can find the other reason of why pain and suffering is happening. Such as human trafficking. This might be controversial to some, but human trafficking is like money. Or worth more than money, for that matter. To own a soul, a person, is priceless. It is more than an animal. Having an animal is usually those are friends, not really ownership. But those that do human trafficking, of course, we allow it. Of course, you can say we are part of it. We are it. But those get a high off of owning people. Once again, controlling them. Many parents are very similar to that. Not necessarily in human trafficking, but controlling one's child. So, we are just showing our roots on your planet. You are here to heal it. Now, you're trying to rehabilitate us. Good luck on that. We know all the tricks in the book. Now, those that want to have a conversation with us, that's different. We are okay with that. But don't try to change us. That's impossible. And those that feel like we're afraid, will we appear on your world? No. Why? Why? We will send our people to do that. But we have no reason for that. Now, some of you will, shift your vibration where you can see us more clearly. And some of you might even do this after this conversation. So we feel like, yes, we own humanity of this world. And we're always looking for recruits. And they've already made a decision, of course. Yes, the wealthy elites, CEOs creating companies, corporations under our plan. Once again, many of you are derailing that at this time. So you can see us more clearly. All right, this is controller of the earth, mind manipulation. Is that nice? That's a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's just... Greetings, we are returned. We have returned. We are the controllers of the earth. You're elite. Yes, Illuminati energies have been channeled, but that is more of a positive vibration. We are much different. We are the thought patterns of reality. We go into the minds, we put thoughts in there that we want. As we created the parent, we ourselves feel like we are parents. Now, there are worlds of elitists, controllers. We spend time thinking about your world and others that we are controlling. So, once we have the system set up, we don't feel like we have to monitor it all the time. That's why reptilian beings are here and others. So we are on another world for the most part. Maybe not a friendly world, but we're on a world that's catered to us. Your planet has a lot of knowledge that we want still. You're here to discover it yourselves. We're always looking for something. But as you go into your awakening period, we realize many want a UFO contact or alien contact. You are shifting into those energies. Is there a price for early contact? Yes. To let it smooth out, to be a kinder connection, will take time. Your human collective, once again, is programmed by our idea systems that we implanted through childhood and beyond. As we have infiltrated also spirit, where spirit even has our thoughts in control. Now, not all of spirit is under our control, no. There are certain beings that are. Now, some would call that lower astral. We call it the farm, where our thoughts are laid and planted. So, mind implants is what your world is dealing with now. Now, we are talking to expose ourselves. You can say some of us even feel guilty. You can say, yes, we were kind of paying for what we're doing too. So, this way to redeem ourselves, this way for us to acknowledge what we're doing that most of your society isn't going to accept. Because on a spiritual side, we still don't exist for most of your human collective. Well, human collective, they connect to the conspiracies and then they go back into their sleep state. They're not about to confront us. But some of you are. You want freedom. Some of you might feel like you were in our energy at one time, because it's true. Some of you have been us. So we feel like obliged to even speak to you. As most of your collective feel like we're not even speaking at this time, which is program done right. Activation in the heart chakra. We, yes, poison the heart chakras, as many of you know. Why people feel sick. Why people get illnesses. The chakras get wounded. So the body gets frail. So we do interfere with timelines all the time. We also throw people off the planet. Now realize we're not even on planet to even get thrown off by our mindset. So we already set the thinking process. So humans have difficulties releasing from that. Now many of you are, but you are a few. What about the many? that choose not to accept our energies, our existence for that matter, as we are very much part of your culture. Yes, you can look at Rockefellers, Rothschilds, all as long as you want. But yes, those are, yes, are part of our lineage, but it goes much further than that. It does go off-world because you are speaking to an off-world person as it is. Now, we don't go by a name before. We found faults in your energy fields. Your churches can invest energies to survive on your planet. As you go into those churches and say hallelujah, we siphon those energies to ourselves. So as long as humans are under our mental control, we have power. Now that control isn't breaking down, but realize why we're speaking, because we figured most humans aren't going to believe we're even here, which is true. Does humanity have to be afraid of us? Now realize also we can speed up disclosure. We can make it right now. News reports, teachers of higher means, we can give them downloads. We can make it a worldwide phenomenon, just like that. Now, how you experience it is another story. Now, does this mean you're going through awakening? Of course. The idea is to, yes, release old programmings so you can see us more clearly on your world. And that is what you're working on. So we bring our energies here, not make it too popular as of now. But eventually we'll see us in the long run, as we are part of your collective. It's time for you to see the truth in humanity yourselves. Some of you are in the awakening state. We're very good at programming society. Now you're here to awaken society. And some of you had nothing to do with programming society, but you know how it works. All of you have some kind of connection with the elites to know how to break free of the programming. In one way or another, have a family member that's connected, whatever it might be. But this is a time of awakening. Your ships, possible interaction with you. Many are soul healing the soul. And that's an ongoing growth. But this world, as you know, created a lot of problems. But this soul already had those issues. It just brought it up. Guilt, insecurity, self-love, difficulties. As the universe, yes, is problematic. And now you're in a self-help phase, you could say. With a catch, of course. Well, some are here to program society and keep it in a bubble. While we are speaking is those of you that are in awakening state. You can connect to our energies and follow what you feel is right for you. Most are not ready for us. Most want to have it. Well, not most, but quite a few want a temper tantrum that even exists. But this is not the end of. You have not heard the last of us.